Hey, clarinet people, again, it's Mr. Fitz, and it's time to learn about quarter notes. That's going to be fun, right? And so we're talking about page 8, and we're going to begin with line number 15. Now, if you look at the top of the page, it says quarter note, and it says each quarter note gets one count. You probably knew that already. A lot of times we call these tas. Okay, and then the same idea with the quarter rest, except that they're silent. Each quarter note each quarter rest, gets one count in 4/4 time. All right, now take a look at line 15. So I'm going to say these. Listen to how I say these. Ta, 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 ta. Let me do that again. Ta, 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 ta. Okay, so that's each one gets a tap, and I say ta on it. Now, these are quarter rests. Each one is worth one count. So I'm just going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Now this one's pretty easy because watch. It's going to go ta, 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 ta. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta, 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 ta. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta, 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 ta. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta, 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 ta. They throw a whole note at us at the end just for good measure. Now, hopefully you can see, even though the quarter note is solid, that this note is on the bottom line of this music staff, that this note is below the bottom line of the music staff, and that this note is even lower below the music staff and has a line through it. And again, you look back to page 6, and you should be able to figure out what those are, I hope, right? So I'm going to play line number 15 for you, and your goal is going to be to work on it and play it along with me. Now, remember, you want to use a t sound to start your notes. Get your clarinet mouthpiece ready. Remember your lower lip is in, top teeth on top, firm corners, all right? And here goes with line number 15. 1, 2, ready, begin. Watching those notes and looking ahead. Here I go. Ta-da! Isn't that neat? So isn't that a fun song? That's a quarter's worth. It's one of my favorites. So practice it. Now, you may sometimes get squeaks. Remember, if you get a squeak, you guys, usually the mouthpiece is too far. All right. So another thing sometimes that kids do is they forget about, lower lip in, top teeth on the top, and keeping your corners firm. So sometimes people will do this. You get strange sounds. Remember to keep everything firm, corners tight, and use the t sound, okay, that we talked about in the previous video. All right. So there's line 15, a quarter's worth. Now, while we're at it, let's take a look at hot cross buns. Now, look at these notes. You've seen these before, right? Half note, whole note, half note, half note with a half rest. Then we've got quarter notes, half note, whole note. Let's say this with the tas. All right, here goes. Ready, begin. Ta, 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 3, 4. Ta, 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 ta. Notice that breath there. That's important. All right? Now, and so you can see that the notes change between E, D, and C. I'm thinking that by this point, if you've been doing every single line, you should be really getting to know what your notes are, all right? So what you do, as you're playing, you're looking ahead, right? You can, of course, name the notes ahead of time, which is a good idea, and to practice your fingers. But then when it comes down to it, when you go to play, you want to read those notes and keep your eyes slightly ahead of where you are. All right, so I'm going to play hot cross buns, and then your goal is to practice it and try to play it along with me. All right, here goes. 1, 2, ready, begin. There you go. Yay, hot cross buns, my favorite song. All right, so work on it, practice it. I always recommend with things like this to do 2 measures at a time and really make sure you got it right. Then do the next 2 measures, and if once you got that right, do all 4. Then do 2 more. Make sure you got it right. Then do all 6. Then do the last 2 measures, and then add it in and do all 8. Okay. So have fun with lines 15 and 16. Woohoo!